Hey everyone, welcome back to Wealth Wave. We've officially hit day 23 of the United States government shutdown, and things are getting serious. Millions of Americans are now feeling the full impact of this crisis, and if you depend on federal benefits, SNAP, Social Security, or government paychecks, this update directly affects you. Right now, hundreds of thousands of government workers aren't being paid, airports are seeing delays, and food assistance programs like SNAP and WIC are in real danger of running out of funds. Even our U.S. military members, the people protecting this country, could soon miss their paychecks. But the reason I'm making this video today is because a new bill just hit the Senate floor, and depending on how this vote goes, it could either change everything or absolutely nothing. And if you're someone depending on federal benefits or trying to understand what's really happening, you need to hear this. I've spent hours reviewing the actual bill, statements from lawmakers, and the reports coming from D.C., so you don't have to. So grab your coffee, because Wealth Wave is going to break it all down: what this plan really means, who it helps, who it leaves out, and how it could impact your wallet. Here's what's really happening. Senator Todd Young has introduced a new proposal designed to guarantee pay for certain federal employees during government shutdowns. The official title of this legislation focuses on appropriating funds to pay accepted federal employees during a lapse in appropriations. Now, that might sound complicated, but here's the simple version. Accepted federal employees are those deemed essential, meaning they're legally required to keep working even when the government shuts down. We're talking about TSA agents, Border Patrol, law enforcement, the U.S. military, and anyone directly protecting life, property, or national security. The Republican side is pushing this bill to ensure these essential workers, including troops, still get paid. The vote is expected today, and if passed, it would pull money directly from the Treasury to cover their paychecks during the shutdown. Sounds fair, right? But here's where things get messy. Why Democrats are pushing back. Democrats are largely opposing this measure, and their reasoning is simple. They don't want to pass any bill that only pays some workers while leaving the rest with nothing. And honestly, it's hard not to see both sides here. If you're showing up and doing your job, whether you're labeled essential or not, you deserve to get paid. Period. But the reality is deeply political. Republicans and Democrats can't even agree on who counts as essential. Right now, more than 700,000 workers have been furloughed, meaning they've been told to stay home without pay. And according to recent statements from the Trump administration, there's a very real possibility that some of these furloughed positions may be eliminated permanently. The argument goes like this: if a job isn't considered essential during a shutdown, why have that job at all? It's a similar strategy we've seen from big corporations like Amazon, Apple, and Microsoft, cutting positions, redistributing tasks, and calling it efficiency. But behind those decisions are real people with real families now trapped in a political standoff that's tearing lives apart. Real stories, real consequences. Let me paint you a real picture. A friend of mine told me about his family. His wife works for the federal government and is labeled essential. His daughter works in a different department, but her role isn't considered essential, so she's been furloughed. His wife is still going to work every day. She's been working for weeks without a paycheck because she's legally required to. And sure, she'll eventually get back pay, but eventually doesn't pay the bills today. It doesn't cover rent, car payments, insurance, or groceries. So, she did what many Americans are doing right now. She started a side business 3 weeks ago. And surprisingly, that business is already earning her more each day than her federal job ever did. Now, the family faces a difficult question: does she go back to her government job when it reopens, or focus on the side hustle that's actually paying? This is the reality for hundreds of thousands of families right now, stuck between loyalty to their jobs and the need to survive. Millions could lose food benefits. It's not just government workers being affected. Over 40 million Americans on SNAP could lose their benefits starting November 1 if this shutdown continues. Whether you receive $150 or $1,200 a month, the truth is simple: if Congress doesn't act soon, your next payment might not come at all. Food banks across the country are warning they're running dangerously low on supplies. Some could be completely empty within weeks if demand keeps rising. WIC recipients are facing the same uncertainty. The administration used emergency funds to keep the program running temporarily, but that's not sustainable. And let's not forget the TSA agents working without pay, exhausted, frustrated, and still showing up to keep travelers safe. Airport delays are increasing, and morale is at an all-time low. Even our military families are now at risk of missing paychecks. Think about that: the men and women defending this country may not get paid for it. The politics behind the chaos. So here's what's going down on Capitol Hill. The Senate vote happening today is designed to turn up political pressure, especially on Democrats. Why? Because tomorrow, millions of federal workers will officially miss their first full paycheck. Republicans are standing firm, saying they won't vote to reopen the government until the full spending package is approved. Democrats are saying they won't agree to reopen unless the Affordable Care Act subsidies are extended past 2025. We're in a total stalemate. Senator Bernie Sanders has already come out strongly against the bill, saying he doesn't trust the president to decide who's essential. His exact words: "This bill gives the president the power to decide who's essential and who's not." That's dangerous and political. Other senators echoed the same concern that you can't pay only some workers and not others, especially if those decisions are being made along party lines. And they're right, it's not fair. If you put in the hours, you should be paid for them, no matter what. What's next? The bill needs 60 votes to pass the Senate, and as of now, it looks like it won't get there. Democrats are working on a counterproposal that would pay all federal workers, including those furloughed, but even that bill might not make it to a vote. So, realistically, both bills could fail and this shutdown could drag on even longer. But here's something important: these ideas aren't going away. Even if this bill fails, lawmakers are taking notes. Once the government finally reopens, expect to see these same proposals come back around. They'll revisit how essential workers are paid, how SNAP and WIC are funded during shutdowns, and how to better protect families from being caught in the middle of political gridlock. That's why paying attention now matters more than ever. What you should do right now. If you receive SNAP, WIC, Social Security, or any other federal benefits, here's what I recommend. Check your benefits immediately. Log into your online account and take screenshots of your current balances, award letters, and payment dates. Plan for November 1 if you rely on SNAP. Be prepared for potential delays or disruptions. It's scary, but preparation beats panic. Locate nearby food banks now. Find out their hours, documentation requirements, and have that info handy before you need it. Call your senators. This vote is happening in the Senate, and they need to hear from real people affected by this. Connect with other federal workers. Join online support groups or community organizations to share resources and emotional support. Document everything. If you're missing pay, facing eviction, or struggling to afford essentials, keep records. They could be crucial for future relief programs. I wish I could tell you this will be over next week. But the truth is, this is now the second longest government shutdown in U.S. history, and both sides are still refusing to budge. Tomorrow, millions of workers will officially miss their first full paycheck. That's going to push families to the breaking point. But here's what I want you to remember: you're not powerless. Communities are stepping up, food banks and local organizations are helping, and everyday Americans are showing strength like never before. And while programs like Social Security and Medicare are protected by law and won't just vanish overnight, this entire situation is a wake-up call. The systems we depend on are far more fragile than most people realize. Whether or not this bill passes today, one thing is clear: our country needs a better way to protect the people who keep it running. If you're working, you deserve to be paid. If you're entitled to benefits, you deserve to receive them. And if you're scared or frustrated right now, that's completely valid. But remember, you're not alone. WealthWave is here to keep you informed and prepared every step of the way. As soon as there's an update on this bill, on the shutdown, or on benefits like Social Security, SNAP, or WIC, I'll break it down for you right here. So make sure you subscribe, hit that notification bell, and share this video so more people understand what's really going on. And now, I want to hear from you. Are you personally affected by the shutdown? Are you worried about missing benefits or paychecks? Drop your story in the comments. I read every single one, and it helps me know what information you need most. Stay strong, stay informed, and remember, we're going to get through this together. This is WealthWave, and I'll see you in the next video with more updates as soon as we have them.